Alright, so we have a poll on our website that normally I would be doing this unit analysis with the other members of BFP, but since I couldn't reach them for whatever reason, I don't know what happened, like Eco is probably asleep, people are working, studying, so I was the only one available to do this.
It's in the middle of the night. Why are people working right now?
I don't know. I mean, when you're talking about JD and Eco, like, they stream for me in the middle of the night, so I don't know what's going on during quote-unquote regular hours of the day. So if you go to the BFP link page that I posted in chat, you guys get to vote on who is your favorite 7-star starter. This UA will not be covering, unfortunately, the 7-star starters because number one, I threw this together in about an hour and a half. I'm very proud of it, and you can only have one right now, so I can't do a full UA if you can't choose. So currently for me, I guess if I had to, choose one starter, just one starter to use, and I couldn't level up any of the other ones, I would probably choose Magris. What about you guys?
I would choose Selena.
You'd choose Selena. Why would you choose Selena?
Because, well, Arena, she's unstoppable. Mainly because of her Angel Idol buff. And, she's the only female starter, so she's bae.
But isn't Astro the other female starter, Sneak?
What is Outro? Can somebody confirm? Because I'm pretty sure Gumi confirmed it was a guy at some point, and then they also confirmed it was a girl.
Gumi switches it up all the time, and we all know there's only one animal that's like capable of switching its gender regular, which is snails. So apparently Atro is a snail.
Yes, guys, we have confirmed on the BFUA that Atro is actually a unit that's a snail. There we go. And I can confirm that way back when, I believe this was in February of last year, there was actually a period in time when the in-game text for Atro changed from Goddess Atro to God Atro, as well as the actual description changing from he to she to it, and then back to he when everything was settled down for the most part.
If you want to check like super cool gender switching stuff, go to Brave Frontier Europe. From Magris, from his 5-star form to his 6-star form, he transformed from a guy to a girl as well. So all the 5-star stuff, everything was like, yeah, he's a guy, and with his 6-star form, all of a sudden he transformed into a girl. No problem.
I see. So, what would your starter be, Doc?
I picked Magris as well. I had a hard time choosing between Selena and Magris because both of them are good, but in the end it's like, I want that super tanky, awesome looking Magris, make a mono dark team and just worship him being like, he's awesome. Selena is cool, yeah, but Magris still wins. Just looks better, and he has this rare UBB that we don't really need that for content right now, but we probably need it for a trial at some point. While Selena, she's good at what she does, but she's nothing in that regard uniquely that we can't get on any other thing. So yeah, Magris is still a little bit more special than Selena for me.
Yeah, that little edge on the Ultimate Brave Burst, I think, is what a lot of people consider to be more vital in the long run. I mean, you can have as many arena wins as you want, but I've had a little surprise for teams that run Selena that don't use any status. element protection. So it turns out that your Selena will use in arena if your opponent has some form of status ailment to give her like paralysis and curse. So if your Selena is paralyzed and cursed, well, she can't take her turn and she actually loses in a 1v5 in arena. So that's probably the only thing that you'd have to look out for. And if she doesn't use her SBB, well, that's game over for you as well. Concerning the other starters, I believe generally the top two right now are Magris and Selena. For most people, it's more of a flexible pick because people, like half the people I know, have a 7-star Magris. The other half have a 7-star Selena because they feel like Selena can be used right now. But other people like Magris so much, and mono dark teams are really good in arena too. After that, I believe I'd have to select Atro next. Would you guys also pick the same?
Yes.
I got Atro on my free-to-play account, and that.
Or would you pick another starter like Lance, or maybe even Vargas or Ez for your third?
Well, Lance is.
I believe Miracle or Legend
Vargas
Sphere to get
boring.
to 7 stars.
Let's be honest, Ease is just flat out boring. I don't see why anybody would actually use him or vote for him besides for trolling. Vargas could be interesting, but meh. Lance is kind of cool, but I'm not that good with Guardian, so I probably won't pull it off to use him like really good. But I will probably get one at some point just for the sake of he was the first starter I picked on my global account, so yeah, that would probably a thing just to have him at a 7-star. But like use-wise, Atro is the next big pick, and the rest is like more for the fun.
Yeah. You guys also have to remember that if they ever do decide to bring Arena Vortex back, the remaining elements are indeed water, light, and dark. So for me, it would make sense to eventually level up fire, earth, and thunder, but they're not, top priority right now. So, with the release of the 7-star starters, we also had the rerun. I don't even remember the last time it happened, but it happened before. The starter dungeons came out, and this time, I think they did a really good job on that end. What do you guys think?
I would agree. I had a lot of fun doing those. The chance of getting the Champions of Old, which is basically people want Lario to get from it, and you could farm Larios kind of easily, and the chance to get imps. I personally haven't had any luck with getting a lot of imps, like 10 runs, 2 imps, while people were writing me, did 4 runs, got 5 imps, and it's like, good luck. No imps for me, but the possibility is kind of nice. You could like farm the starters you still need, you could farm the Champions of Old you still need, and you could farm some imps, so overall it's a nice combination. Only problem is like there's a lot of evolution dungeons up right now, people probably farming for those as well, so you probably drop out from something during the farming the starter dungeon, but overall it's like well done. They finally started adding in stuff when they redo older content, so you get chance to get imps in it, which is I think is a nice addition.
What about you, Sunit?
Well, I completely agree. I like the fact that they threw in crystals and imps in the starter dungeon, as well as Lario, and those other units that now have their 6-star and are somewhat useful.
Yes. For me, the biggest shock, I believe, was to learn that instead of doing Super Metal Parade, you could actually spend 15 energy on the level 1 of these starters and guarantee yourself basically 100% chance at a random crystal appearing, and I thought that was very nice. You could also get your BB fodder, because BB leveling is, in my opinion, a lot more difficult than actually leveling a unit in the long term. So obviously when you get your shiny new 7 stars, you want to BB level them all the way to max to unlock their ultimate Brave Burst and their extra skill. So why not, farm fodder on the way there as well.
And somebody mentioned in chat, no gem rewards. That was kind of obvious because it's only level 1 and 2, and gem rewards usually start at level 3, where you get 1 gem, level 4 mostly like 2 gems, and onwards. So level 2 just doesn't give a gem. It's like the usual pattern.
Yeah, if you ask me, I think that's alright. The main purpose was to basically get, the starters out and available without having to honor summon for them. Because if I had to honor summon for the starters, it would be all based on RNG, and I wouldn't have a decent chance of getting any of them. Whereas at least with a starter dungeon, you can choose your day. I'm sure a lot of people are doing the Earth one right now for Larios, as well as getting the Lance of their typing. But overall, I'd say the 7-star starters, a really good set. They're really useful for mono teams that we'll probably see in the upcoming weeks when everybody gets their 7 stars up as well. So moving on to the next, there was a lot of stuff that went on this week, honestly. I was quite surprised about that. I really wasn't expecting there to be so many updates, to be quite honest. So they also released a new Soulbound saga this week, and that would have to be Greave Snare and the new Zedus units. So before we start off on the units, have you guys tried the Pinnacle Command Soulbound Saga dungeon? And what are your thoughts on that?
I did it. I was kind of hesitating with Zedus, but maybe made more to that add-on. And after I saw him, I was like, yeah, well, I need him. Let's do the dungeon. Did 2 or 3 runs. Got that thing you need to evolve. I was like, yeah, all right, got him stuff done. I don't think it was hard at all. Basically, you just concept was bringing a team with Rosetta lead, Maxwell friend, and you could basically auto battle it, kill it in our first turn, and stuff's done. I actually didn't really focus on what could go wrong because I never got into the situation where I did not one turn kill it. And I was like, yeah, it's like all the other dungeons from the SBS before, and they are if you got a full 6-star team with somewhat of a damage buff on the leader, and a useful damage buff, it's not that hard to solve.
No, I actually had the problem where I died. Because I was not using a friend. Yes, I was not. So the moral of the lesson is, when you're going into difficult vortex dungeons, you should probably bring a friend, guys.
Might help.
Yeah. So moving to the free unit, Greave Snare. So this is in my opinion, one of the better looking Soulbound Saga free units that that the rare summon units fuse with, and I believe the base lore for this creature is the Manticore. It looks like one, dragon, lion with wings, and
obviously lasers.
Yeah, and obviously you have to add the touch of the whole mech to it, because Soulbound Saga is really like Android Android looking. So for me, Greave Snare as a free to play unit is kind of insane. Just for his BB, where you get a 170% attack bonus to all your units for 1 turn. So for whatever reason, if you don't